Hey everybody, welcome to the Chris and Dan show. Doing something a little different today. Well, I am thinking of making this a reoccurring episode on the Chris and Dan show, and that's going to be about political violence. So, you know, I see the violence, or at least political violence, escalating in this country, and it has been for some time, since about 2020. It's subsided a bit, but with the elections coming up, I expect it's going to be escalating again. And something tells me worse than it was in 2020. Um, so, yeah, I thought, I genuinely would like to know, where does most of the political violence come from? So I'm going to track it as best as I can. If it's newsworthy, I'm going to report it here. The thing is, though, we got to define what political violence is. And, I pulled up Oxford here, and it says scholars have used the phrase political violence since the 1960s to refer to the use of threat or physical harm by groups involved in domestic political conflicts. So notice there it says threat or actual, I know it doesn't use the word actual, or use, so refer to the use of threat, sorry, killed it again. To refer to the use or threat of physical harm. So it's either a threat or actual use of uh, physical harm. So I would add substantial vandalism to that as well, because you know if if somebody is like seriously vandalizing something or burning something down, a house, say, um, you know, A, you don't know if there's somebody in the house. B, um, even if you're just spray painting things, or breaking windows, if somebody tries to stop you, I have to believe that's going to escalate to violence. So I do believe that is at least at minimum a threat of violence. Um, Now, let's take an example that I won't be reporting here because A, who's instigated it? Um, Somebody from the left or right. An example would be, let's say there's a bar fight between two individuals. One wants to vote for Biden, one wants to, or excuse me, Kamala Harris. She's replaced Biden as of yesterday. So Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, and these two individuals are drunk, getting a fist fight. Who instigated it? So one's defending themselves, and one's being provocateur. Impossible to determine. So most likely. So that's not something that I'm going to deal with. My whole goal here is to figure out, where is political violence stemming from? Is it coming from the left or the right? Now, and being that it's going to get worse, again, in my opinion, I really would like to track this. Now, I know there was substantial political violence in the late 60s and early 70s. Uh, the Weather Underground, I think they were called, or the Weathermen, something like that. They were blowing up police stations, killing people, blowing people up. Uh, Interesting thing about that, and check this out. You know, Google this. What's very interesting is many of these individuals that literally killed people are now tenured professors at higher institutions of learning. So interesting. Um, but that's a tangential to this. That's not something I'm going to go over. I'm interested in the here and now. So basically, political violence is going to be uh, threats that are substantial, um, threats of violence, actual violence, or uh, I would say felony level vandalism. If somebody's got a Trump sign in their yard and a Biden supporter takes it out of their yard and rips it up, that's not going to be political violence. Um, I'm talking very substantial felony level vandalism. That'll be political violence. So now that we have the ground rules set, you can expect this on the daily. Again, I want to make this a reoccurring series, at least for the next 6 months. Uh, and if you're interested, like I am, because I'm genuinely interested on where and who's responsible for this political violence. So let's get into, and oh, one other thing. This will be one day behind. So whatever happened yesterday will be reported on today. So here's our first article. Um, so Michigan small town shaken after ATV driver runs down elderly Trump supporter, and this is politically motivated. So that's pretty evident. This is left on right violence. You have a Trump supporter being ran over. I believe the gentleman's 80 years old and um, is in critical condition in the hospital. Here's the ATV driver. And it says here, a man on an ATV in Hancock, Michigan ran over an 80-year-old man in a politically motivated attack. Very evident, definitely left on right violence. If you're interested in reading the article, I'm going to post it. I'm not going to read it. I'll post it down in the comments or right above the comments, and feel free to read it. I'll post the link there. I believe the ATV rider, this gentleman, he went home or went somewhere, and I believe he killed himself. So it says here the elderly victim confronted the ATV driver for pulling out a Trump yard sign. Woo! Just gave that. Just gave that. So this is what I'm talking about. These things definitely escalate or can escalate to violence. One person's dead and the other person may die in the hospital. So I still am not going to categorize that kind of thing as political violence. It needs to be at least a felony. Um, so anyhow, this is the one story. This is very easily uh, categorized as leftist violence, or I don't know if this gentleman's a leftist, but he surely um, is on the left of on the political spectrum. So that's the first one. The next one is here, and pro-Palestinian protesters burn American flags and deface monuments amid clashes with police in DC. So again, this was yesterday. Today's July 25th, 2024. So this occurred yesterday. We'll start here at the top and I'll skipping down. So we have images here, and I believe there were nine. Oh, actually, it says right here, at least 23 people were arrested, including 6 inside the House gallery. So 23 people were arrested. Uh, Previous article I had read said that 4 of them assaulted police officers. So 4 were arrested for violence. I don't know. At the time, it only said 9 in that article. So there's 23 in this article. So I'm assuming there were more. We have images here of property being defaced. I'm sure it's over $1,000 worth of property being defaced. We have here police officers subduing, I assume, some people that were being violent. Yeah, I honestly don't know for certain that this is left or right violence, but I'm pretty sure this is leftist violence. Um, I believe most people on the right, I could have this wrong, but I believe most people on the right are pro Israel. And I say that because people on the right are generally more religious in terms of Christianity or Judaism. Excuse me. Um, so obviously they're probably going to support Israel. Um, so yeah, I'm going to categorize this as a leftist violence. So um, these are the only ones I'm aware of from yesterday. So that would be 2 acts of political violence by the left. If this is something you're interested in following, please do so. Please subscribe. Additionally, if I'm missing anything, please do comment down below in the comment section and let me know what I missed. It needs to, like I said, it needs to be relatively substantial. I'd like to see a news article on it somewhere, not just a X post. 2 people got in a bar fight. That's not going to cut it. Um, Needs to be something a little more substantial. So, yeah, I would love though to track it, and we'll certainly report upon it if somebody can provide in the comment section. I know it's tough to hyperlink, but on YouTube, but you can write what to Google so I can find it. Um, that'd be great. I'd love to see that in the comments section. Anything I'm not accounting for, whether it be on the left or right, I'll report on it all. Very interested in tracking this. So till next time, I appreciate you watching. And remember, check back daily because I'm going to try and do this every day. This will be a reoccurring series. And thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.